I was 19 years old, I found myself in a business deal that I couldn't get out of. Days after celebrating my independence by moving into an hotel. Now, that's a motel with the M missing, for those who don't know. This hotel was dark and dingy, and it had wet, Smurf blue carpet. This wasn't what I thought my independence would look like. Frantic, I called my friend on a rotary phone and said, "Girl, I'm in this hotel and there's Smurf blue carpet. I need you to help me." When she heard about my sad living arrangement, she quickly invited me to live with her and her girlfriend. It was a Friday night. I put my bags down and allowed myself to breathe. I had just graduated high school, so this was a party. We danced and we sang all night, all weekend. I remember putting on a concert at one point. It was liberating. And then it was Monday. On Monday, my friend knocked on the door. She handed me a silver dress and silver pumps. And her girlfriend told me I had a new name and a pimp. When I realized that my friend had just tricked me into prostitution, I remember feeling angry, betrayed, embarrassed that I found myself here, and traumatized. My trauma had taught me how to stay calm. At 19, I found myself already surviving someone putting a gun at my head because I didn't want to give him my phone number. I had already survived fighting grown men for my mom. I had already survived sexual abuse. This could not be me. This isn't where I belong. My fight or flight senses kicked in and I said, I am going to fight. This may be a new traumatic experience for me, but it wasn't going to be my legacy. I knew I would have to comply. I knew I would also have to plot my escape at the same time. I remember working that first night. I remember when I felt the all-time low. I serviced 3 men that night, and the last man that I serviced, he had me crawl and tiptoe over children sleeping on pallets on the floor so I could service him in the bathroom while his wife slept in the next room. On the car ride back to my pimp's house, I remember closing my eyes and praying to the moon where my ancestors reside. I remember saying, "You've got to free me. I don't belong here. This isn't my legacy. Please help me." My ancestors must have heard my prayers because the next day, a miracle happened. My pimp came into my room and told me she had a dream. And in her dream, she heard the message that she was supposed to release me, this 19-year-old, size 0, double D breast. You do not find yourself being released by a pimp. This was nothing short of a miracle. She said she knew I had a different legacy and mission and purpose. She was right. I do have a different purpose and mission And 4 years after my pimp released me, I found myself at the Sydney Opera House and performing on private islands. And had I not trusted that I had a different legacy, had I not trusted that I could be released, I wouldn't have been able to start my business, Healing Through Seduction. And I've helped over 4,000 survivors release themselves, reclaim their body, reclaim their narrative through the art of burlesque and self-seduction. Maybe you've never had to be released from a pimp, but chances are high you have to be released from something or someone today. Will you fight or will you freeze? I encourage you to trust in your power to be released. I encourage you to trust that you deserve a transformation regardless of your past. I encourage you today to release, release, release.